Areepeedo Areepeedo Areepeedo. Areepeedo. When are we going to expel the wallmongers is what I want to know. The wallmongers are getting out of control, and we need to expel them. When are we going to expel the wallmongers? That's what I want to know. Who can tell me when? Areepeedo. Areepeedo. Man, this phone's hot. Why is this phone? I think my phone might be getting old. Just a little bit of sunlight on the phone, for fuck's sake. Migrate Kime, yeah. Migrate Kime and the wallmongers are really something to like. You know, I gotta say, I'm not a Trump supporter, but the fact that he is the only candidate that's willing to go out there and talk about the wallmongers and migrant Kime is really like, it stands out, you know, as a very important thing to me. Areepeedo, you know, Areepeedo for sure. Areepeedo. You know what? We're gonna move this whole situation. We're gonna scooch a little bit because there is shade, like right here. And I honestly don't know why. I'm forcing myself to not be in the shade. So that's what we're gonna do. Areepeedo. That's way better. See? Areepeedo. That's better. Now the phone won't be cooking, and I won't be cooking. Migrant Kime, dude. Explain meme. We watched a Kyle Kalinske video last night, and Kyle was looking at some of the recent Trump mushmouth moments, and on one of them is he literally says Areepeedo, and we don't know what he was saying, but it has become a greeting and a well wish on the podcast. It's like a Hakuna Matata. Areepeedo. And that's what we do with it. D, do you want to go inside, bud? I think you need to go inside. I'm gonna let you in, okay? You gotta listen. Dude, this shirt is the best. This is one of my favorite shirts. Areepeedo. Areepeedo. Is that a band? No, it's just a picture of Nancy Pelosi as a zombie. And it says The Rot. Areepeedo. Rot. Ooh, you know what? I can do this. No, that's not what we're doing. I thought it was like flipping. That's just the back camera where you can see my ashtray. That's no good. Areepeedo Ahhhhhhhh. Migant Kime, dude. When are we going to get tough on Migant Kime? I expel the wallmongers. That's what I need to know. I bought this t-shirt years ago, so this is not in a reference to any streamer or anything they've said this year. Areepeedo Ahhhhhhhh. Did you hear him say they're coming over speaking languages no one speaks from places no one knows? Yeah. Oh boy. Well, what are you gonna do, you know? What can you do? What do you do with a drunken sailor? What do you do with a drunken sailor? Can I send you books? I appreciate it, but no, I don't need them. Thank you, though. I do appreciate the offer. It's very nice when people try and do nice things, but I don't need it. Thank you. Your support is enough. I can buy books. I'm actually getting to the point where I'm trying to, like, I don't want to carry books are like rocks, and I want to be more mobile, and so I'm probably not going to own a whole lot of books in the coming future. Because books are just fucking the heaviest thing. I'll probably keep some of my really nice, you know, editions and stuff, but I'm gonna make a Roku hoodie. Can I send you one? Ooh, yeah, maybe. You have a clear green aura. Yeah, that's Trajan the Infinite. I've read The Infinite and the Divine. Or Trajan, or whatever his name was. I read it. We're good. Physical media is a nice thing to have, but a burden to travel with. Yes, indeed. You know, in my previous marriage, I had like a whole book collection. I had a whole like little library in my front room with bookshelves built into the walls, and they were full. And lost all of those, you know, in the divorce. And since then, I really can't bring myself to buy a bunch of books. Jareth's Hydra. We're already in the AI hell and doomed to create more AI hells in a vain attempt to escape it. Oh, Jareth's Hydra. I see. Top of the morning to you. The Roko's Basilisk stuff is a very, very fun way to think about the singularity and just kind of like the emergence of AI and stuff. It's a fun thought experiment. I don't know if I quite understand people getting so freaked out about it that they, you know, go into paranoiac meltdowns or whatever, but you know, good old Roko and his basilisk. Do illegal immigrants pay their fair share? Yes. I mean, well, like, pay their fair, what is their fair share? It's like, there's a fucking whole swath of Americans that don't pay their fair share. So I don't really understand what the question is, I guess. Do illegal immigrants work? Yes, they do. I don't know, Scarlett. Can it be worse than it is now? I wouldn't say no. I wouldn't feel comfortable with a definitive nah. Areepeedo
Got a little better size.
Oh, snap, baby. That is a skull mug. Thank you. Yeah, that's perfect.
Cool. I tried to do half as best as I could, try to get you a little bit of everything in there. I forgot the sugar. Are you okay without the sugar? Yeah. Cool.
I don't need the sugar.
Cool.
That's good. Thank you. Smoothie. Smoothie in a skull mug. Yeah, that's a badass mug. I agree. Smoothie, smoothie, smoothie in a skull mug. Areepeedo Ahhhhhhhh. That's a good smoothie right there. Areepeedo Ahhhhhhhh. Do you guys understand what I mean when I use the word catastrophizing? Do you guys understand the use of that word? What it means to be a catastrophist? I feel like that that is how a lot of people have coped with Biden just being worse and worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. These kind of like vote blue folks. I feel like the final stand that they're making is Trump would be 10 million times worse, bro. I can't even. And it's like, how's that working out for you? How's like catastrophizing and shaming people who've decided that they don't want to vote for Genocide Joe? How's that working out? Does it seem like you're winning the argument? Does it seem like you're convincing people by calling them retards and saying you can't even? Do you think maybe catastrophizing isn't the right way to go? Do you think maybe people are tired of voting against somebody instead of for something? Do you think maybe a different tact might be in order? Because I don't think that you typing in all caps and using millennial fucking phrases like I can't even and what even is this? I feel like it's not working. But it's what you're trying. It's clearly what, like, this is your tactic. You're hoping that people will eventually just go like, you know what? I can't even either. That's kind of what I feel like this anti-Trump, pro-Biden kind of freak out is. Secretary Booty Juice, indeed. Where is Secretary Booty Juice when you need it? Thank you, Secretary Booty Juice. Thank you, Secretary Booty Juice. It's just been like, it's been pretty wild, honestly. Just kind of like watching These people who have been vote blue, like blue MAGA, since before the 2020 election, freak out about how Biden isn't just like running the gamut. And they think that they're going to like all caps and use oversized hyperbolic numbers like 10,000 times worse. They think that that's going to put Joe over the top. That's not going to put Joe over the top. You know what would put Joe over the top? If you pressured the guy and forced him to do something prior to the election. Anything. Any old thing. Ceasefire. Send some troops into Texas and tear down those fucking razor wire fences. Something. Anything. Like, do you think maybe you ought to be using your voice to pressure him instead of people like me? I don't know. Biden can't be pressured to do anything. We can pressure Trump more easily. Huh? I don't know about that. I don't know if it's necessarily easier to pressure Trump. I think both can be pressured, for sure. There are levers that the people can use. This voting uncommitted or undecided is one of them. That's a lever. It's one that I've talked about many fucking times. Withholding your votes. Withholding your votes in the primary season to push these candidates to make some decisions about whether or not they want to be reelected. Seems pretty simple to me. But you guys have elected the way of pain. You've elected the way of just catastrophizing and pulling your hair out and vote shaming and crying about 10,000 times worse and saying that democracy is over and saying that, we'll live in a fucking hellscape forever if we don't elect Joe Biden. You know what I mean? Like, it's not working. People ain't buying it. People ain't buying what you're selling. You're pushing people like me away, and I think you need me. I think you need me and my ilk on the left. But people like me are not swayed by I can't even, and what even is Joe Biden, or what even is Donald Trump, or like 10,000 times worse, bro. Those types of I'm sorry, I grew up before Seinfeld and before like millennial humor, like I can't even really means nothing to me, unfortunately. So you're gonna have to come with an argument. And Trump is 10,000 times worse is not an argument. That's catastrophizing. That's silly Democracy is over. Is catastrophizing. It's silly catastrophizing. And it's used in order to distract from the fact that the guy that you're saying we have to vote for to protect democracy is a total piece of shit. A do-nothing piece of shit. You need to focus on that. Leave me and my fellow fucking abstainers alone. We're not your problem. The problem is your candidate being incapable of convincing us. Focus on him. American politics was funny to watch at first, but now it's just tragic. Oh, it's been tragic for a hot minute, bro. It's been tragic for a hot minute. Areepeedo Ahhhhhhhh. Hot damn, is that a milkshake? It's a smoothie. A protein smoothie. I'm like one of these people that I'm totally adverse to breakfast. I even thinking about eating in the morning makes me kind of like queasy. And so I end up like not eating until late afternoon sometimes, and I'm starving by that time. And so this is a way for me to have something that's not super substantial. It's not like a big plate of breakfast or something. It's just a smoothie. And I can sip on it, and it's kind of cold and refreshing and a little bit sweet. And it gives me something in my stomach. I also take medications in the morning. And oftentimes I will take, 3 or 4 medications on an empty stomach and then end up nauseous for about an hour because the medication just kind of like sours your stomach. Having a little something in there with your meds breaks that up a little bit. And so I've been trying this recently. I've been trying got a protein powder and all that. hmm We've got, yeah, they've got vitamins in them, other things, but mostly it's just the protein because I'm not eating meat. The protein is, I don't get as much protein. Are you an early bird or a night owl? I'm a little of both. I'm a cyclical guy that like there are times my bedtime stretches out from like midnight, and then it'll 2 weeks later it'll be 2, and then 2 weeks later it'll be 4, and then 2 weeks later it'll be 6 a.m. and I'm going to sleep after the sun comes up, and then a reset happens, and I'm in the middle of one of those now where it's like I'm waking up at like 7:30, 8 in the morning, bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, ready to go. I just, I never really lock in on a sleep schedule, unfortunately. It's been a problem my whole life, too. I'm just a weird cyclical sleeper that never really finds a rhythm. I will tell you, I've been going to bed earlier because I'm getting tired late in the day, like noticeably. Like I had this moment the other day where it was like 4 a.m. and I was sitting there with my eyes all bloodshot in front of my computer, and I was like, man, I feel awful. I was like, I am exhausted. This fucking CPAP thing isn't working. Why am I so tired? And then I was like, I looked at the time and it was like 4:30 in the morning, and I was like, oh, maybe that's it. You got up at 7 in the morning and it's fucking 4:30 in the morning. Maybe that's why you're exhausted. Maybe you should go to bed. I know you have no desire to do it, but I think you'd blow up on TikTok if you posted/streamed there. Yeah, I don't really care to do TikTok. Don't really care to do TikTok. Not my fucking ball of wax. Not my cup-o. OT. Not my... Damn son has followed me now. Just try to move it over here. Yeah, okay, that's better. Yeah, I just don't like TikTok as a platform. I don't, I feel like people my age that are on TikTok are really doing the like, hello, fellow kids. Hey there, kids. I'm hip, I'm cool, I'm 45. To me, that's like a kid's platform or whatever the fuck. YouTube Shorts is like the Nazi hangout spot. I know, dude. Our shorts just get fucking... Whenever we do a short that's critical of Trump or critical of conservatives or critical of religion, it just gets it. Like the algorithm puts it right in front of a bunch of like fucking flat-headed knuckle draggers, Like we did one talking, like watching some old creepy pastor talking about the Bible and how it, is sovereign or whatever, and we just kind of made fun of that. And the comments were filled with people like, tell me you've never read the Bible without telling me you've never read the Bible. And it's like, I've read the Bible cover to cover twice, dude. This assumption that everybody that reads the Bible interprets it the way that you did is fucking hilarious. It's really funny. It's really funny to watch. And shorts really are tuned to the conservative brain. Like attention span in microseconds, hyper simplification of concepts, constant overstimulation. It's like conservatopia over there in the shorts, you know. Just like a whole gaggle of people that have never in their life read past the headline, you know. Seems that's what's becoming of Gen Alpha, I know. But you gotta understand that, like, the generationally, people rebel against the politics and social mores of their parents. So you've got you know, the millennial generation, which is quote unquote the woke generation, right? A generation really defined by its embracing of social issues and its kind of like leftist social sentiment, right? And then now they are raising Gen Alpha, and Gen Alpha is looking at their parents and being rebellious as generations are, and they're especially boys. If you look at the demographics of Gen Alpha boys, like young men, they are strongly conservative. They are all wrapped up in this manosphere, right-wing kind of pipeline. And a lot of it is just that natural fucking rebelliousness that happens, you know, when kids, you know, want to not be like their parents. And really, I've got to be honest with you, millennials have done a piss poor job of establishing a baseline that kids might want to go with. It's been awful. And the result of that is a conservative generation of young people. My little brother talked about how liking Trump was cool in school. He's a Zoomer Alpha cusper. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, you guys wait here for a sec. I'll be right back. I'm gonna blow my nose. Jackie. Oh, that's better. My nose needed blowing. I don't know if any of you guys struggle with it, but post-nasal drip is one of the worst fucking goddamn things in the world. I cannot stand post-nasal drip. It's so good. Got a cold for 3 weeks now. I'm over it. I can barely breathe, and this cough is killing me. Ugh. I'm faucet failing my neighbor. I got drip. What's this? You must be in cockpit, because I'm flyer than a fucking ostrich. Capital, hit a lick on your bitch. I am faucet failing my neighbor. I got drip. Got at least one Ski Mask the Slump God fan out there. Favorite rappers? What's your favorite? That's what I want to know. I don't like doing favorites, man. I've done it a million times. We've done this. I don't want to get back in this, man. We've done this like pick Paul's brain on old hip hop. I've done it a bunch of times. It's self-indulgent and it's fun to talk about, but nobody cares, unfortunately. You know, I'm an old guy. I'm an old man, but at least I know that much. I know that nobody cares. I haven't forgotten that yet. How the pets doing? Great. They're doing great. Great. Areepeedo Ahhhhhhhh. Oh, baby, say we gotta go. Yeah. Areepeedo Ahhhhhhhh. Oh, baby, say we gotta go. Yeah. Let's talk about buttered sausage. Let's talk about buttered sausage. What it is, who made it, where's it going, what's it for, what's it do? Talk about buttered. Talk about buttered sausage. Where's it going? Watch any good movies lately? Yeah, I saw Dune 2. Dune 2, best popcorn flick that I've seen in probably 10 years or more. Easily. Now, honestly, the best popcorn flick I've seen since 2008. So, more than 10 years, closer to 15. Yeah. Last time I even considered going back and seeing a movie a second time in the theaters and paying for that experience again was Avatar, the first Avatar. Back in 08, I think, or 07. What do you consider a popcorn movie? A spectacle film. A movie that is ultimately just a feast for the eyes and the ears. Just a fun, fast-paced movie where you can't tear your eyes away from the screen and you're shoveling popcorn down your mouth, you know. That's a popcorn flick. And yeah, I mean, this is like my home genre, you know, is like action popcorn flicks. You know, I grew up in the 80s and that was like the heyday of the popcorn flick, you know. And I feel like nowadays, really the only popcorn flicks that you get are like Marvel stuff and DC superhero cape stuff. So this was, you know, this was a nice change of pace, a sci-fi property that I really liked, and a director that's really talented and respects the source material enough to make a great film. It was just a good. I'm going back to see it again in a couple of weeks. Like I'm gonna wait a couple of weeks. I'm gonna rewatch the first one and then go back and check this out again. Experience it one more time in that IMAX before it, you know, leaves theaters. Because that was fucking, you know, just an absolute feast for the eyes. Just a fun flick, you know. It's a popcorn flick. Yeah, I'm with you, man. I'm bored to absolute tears by the fucking constant, you know, superhero inundation, and it's Ant-Man, and it's the Wasp, and it's Captain Planet, and it's fucking the billion. I wish it was Captain Planet. That'd be kind of dope, actually. Make a Captain Planet movie. But yeah, you get my drift. Captain Marvel is the one I was looking for, and it's just like all these. It's just constant. Yeah, I stopped watching after Endgame too, and I kind of did it deliberately. I was like, well, I'm done with this cape stuff now, because Endgame was a badass movie. It really was. You know, some of the Avengers movies that preceded Endgame were not great, but as far as like wrapping up this crazy universe of comic book villains and characters and stuff, I thought Endgame was just like great. And I was like, I'm done. You know, like that's it. Okay. And that's all I really care to do. That's all I really care to watch. I know too many people still care about these well, yeah, that's why they keep making them. You know, people are not fully burnt on them yet. I really honestly think that they've succeeded in making people like that's what they expect now. That's what movies mean to them. It's like, oh, a superhero thing came out? Let's go see it. It's like not a movie anymore. It's like it's a superhero thing. I've not seen the latest Batman. I have not seen the Robert Pattinson Batman. I just don't care to see it. You know, I'm not avoiding it to be stubborn. I just am not like when I sit down and I've got some time to kill watching a movie or a TV show. It's just like I see it and I go like, you know, I just don't want to watch another cape movie. I don't want to see Batman again. You know, I don't want. I just when I watched Dune 2, I wished it would never end. Yeah, I mean, I was ready for it to end when it was wrapping up. I was getting a little antsy, wanted to stand up and stretch my legs and go smoke a cigarette and go take a piss and all that, you know. But I felt like it didn't overstay its welcome. Like it was a long movie, but it felt like it needed to be. And then once it was done, it was done. And I don't know. I got nothing bad to say about it. I really don't. Like honestly, in terms of critique, there were some things about it, like as a Dune nerd, that kind of irked me. But no, well, we covered those on the show last night anyway. Areepeedo Ahhhhhhhh. Oh, babe, we gotta go. Na 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 na. Areepeedo Ahhhhhhh. Are there any good supervillain movies? I don't count the Joker movie. Well, why not? That seems like a weird exclusion. I really want another movie like Escape from New York or something, not like the remake, but something in that style. I agree. I mean, I don't know, dude. I'd be fine with them maybe like taking a stab at rebooting Escape from New York. You know, get Tom Hardy or something to play Snake. I think Tom Hardy would be a great Snake. Don't you? Get Tom Hardy to play Snake. Put an eye patch on him and reboot it. I'm fine with that, you know, as long as they do something cool with it. Yeah, make this Escape from fucking Boston or some shit, you know. I kind of envision it as a reboot, kind of like the Judge Dredd reboot. You know how good that was, just like a reimagining of the franchise and the property. And Dredd was awesome, right? A Tarantino one. Everybody wants to see Quentin Tarantino just direct every movie. Like, I don't know if Escape from L.A. or you know, a reboot of the Escape from New York franchise would be one that I would put on Tarantino's plate. I feel like that would almost be kind of like a waste of his considerable talent. Like, I wouldn't want to assign Tarantino to any film. I want him to make whatever movie is in his head that he's been working on. He's an auteur, you know. The guy is not just a director, he's a writer, director, producer. He's a, you know, I want his vision, whatever it is he wants to be making. I wouldn't want to ever impose a film on him just to see what he does with it. I want him to be engaged fully in whatever he's making, because he's he's probably the greatest living filmmaker. I don't know that you could make an argument for anybody else. I mean, maybe like Scorsese, maybe. He's definitely in like a very elite club. Feel the same way about Scorsese, you know. I would rather Scorsese do something that he's into. I love P.T. Anderson, yeah, but he's just not made a lot of movies lately. I heard Quentin Tarantino had a bad relationship with his mom. I mean, a lot of people do. It's not shocking to me. A lot of people have fraught personal relationships with their parents and stuff. Star Wars directed by Neil Breen. Get out of here. Stop with the Neil Breen shit. Like, I've seen you, like, now this is like the third Neil Breen comment. The meme is not going to be forced today. So give it up. One try, okay. 2 tries, a little sus. 3 tries, it's getting, the meme it's not hitting, okay? Let's move on. The way you guys latch on like a pit bull sometimes just like fucking gets under my skin. Like, take a cue. 3rd comment and I haven't fucking hit on your Neil Breen shit. Now I have, but for the wrong reasons. So stop it. Do you think Jordan Peele is the new M. Night? There's no new M. Night. M. Night is not established enough to be a thing. He made a couple of good movies and then he made nothing but dog shit. He's not a great director, okay? He had a couple of bright moments, and then for the last fucking over a decade, he has not turned out a watchable film. He's shit. He doesn't deserve to be like made into a thing that you can pair other directors to. He's a dog shit director. He doesn't know how to make a good movie anymore. He got too self-indulgent and too up his own ass. Like, I'm M. Night. I'm Mr. Twist. and he hasn't made a good film in fucking 10 years. He just keeps have you seen Old? Do me a favor. You wanna see where the M. Night Shyamalan career is at and why I don't believe that he deserves to be like a measuring point to put other directors against? Watch that movie Old. Do it. Find it. Pirate it. I don't give a fuck. Watch that movie Old. Loved Old? You gotta be fucking kidding to me. That movie was bullshit. I mean, it was hilarious. Like, hilariously bad. Hilariously awful. Yeah, pay for it. Yeah, pay for it. You know, you want to see what the brilliant mind of M. Night Shyamalan is up to these days? Go watch Old. It's not supposed to be dead serious. Yeah, it is, though. The tone of that movie is 100% dead fucking serious. It was not meant to be a wry comedy or an absurdist, exploration. It was literally just a concept that was so stupid that it didn't deserve the seriousness that was given it. And it just never stops. It's just awful. Let's be honest. Let's look at M. Night Shyamalan. What's the last good movie M. Night Shyamalan made? Unbreakable? What came first, Unbreakable or Signs? Was Unbreakable or Signs first? Yeah, I don't really keep up with them either. I mean, after a certain point, he just became unwatchable. Village was awful, so that ain't it. So Signs is probably the last watchably good movie that M. Night made. Right? And Signs is fraught with problems. Like, Signs is kind of a good movie despite its silliness, almost. Signs, the movie with aliens that can't open doors, yeah, and that invade a planet that's 78% water and they can't be around moisture. Yeah. Yeah, that's Signs. Problematic movie. Not a great film, but a good film. Watchable because of its performances. Mel Gibson is great in it. The kids are actually good, which is rare. A movie that has little kids in it, typically the little kids are they stick out like a sore thumb and they just can't really do it. That's not Dinor, that's a neighbor dog. Dinor's inside being a good boy. Waiting for my packages. I've got packages coming from Amazon today and I have to sign them. Heard north of Cali had 7 feet of snow. Yeah, certain parts of northern Cali up in the Sierras got 10 feet. Yeah, it's buried up there. Buried. The fucking weather report said it was going to rain today, but I'm looking around here and I'm like, blue skies smiling at me, me, nothing but blue skies do I see. Bluebirds singing a song, nothing but blue skies from now on. Paul, what do you think politics will look like post-Trump? A lot like they look pre-Trump. I don't think the paradigm is going to change. I think that politicians, especially at the national level, are going to continue to be unresponsive to the needs, wants, and demands of the fucking populace. I think they're still going to take corporate money hand over fist and sell their votes and make decisions based on their pocketbooks rather than what's best for the people that they're elected to represent. I think that America's going to continue its destructive interventionist policy overseas. I think we're going to continue arming one side of conflicts and doing limited drone engagements, and we're probably building up towards another ground invasion. I kind of feel that coming. Do you guys feel that in the air? Kind of feeling like American boots on the ground in the air to anybody over in the Middle East? I don't know. Testing the fucking winds, and it's starting to feel like there might be a little bit of American boots on the ground soon. You feel that? You feel that pressure? You feel that kind of like cultural heartbeat? I think it'll be against Iran, but I don't think it's going to take place in Iran. I think it's going to be Yemen. But I think that the war is going to be sold as providing a hedge against Iranian interference in the Middle East. I feel it. Either that or Taiwan. Taiwan could jump off any moment. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling that good old American feeling that boots are about to hit the ground somewhere. You know? It's a feeling that people that were adults after 2011, 2001, or during 2001, we know it well. You start to feel that drum beating. Boots on the ground. Boots on the ground. I can hear it. It's like the Trump train. Trumpet, 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 trumpet. If you're tuned in, you can hear it. Get your war stocks ready, yeah. Buy Raytheon, buy Boeing, buy Northrop Grumman. Bet on evil. It always wins. Buy Blackwater. How about no? Okay, don't make money. You know, whatever. No skin off anybody else's teeth. Guten Morgen. I'm like you, Paul. I don't invest in shit. Yeah. Faux show. Paul looking suave. Am I looking suave, though? I don't feel like I look very suave. Maybe I do. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I do look suave. I know I should probably invest in something so I can feel like a real adult, but I don't know what. That's kind of where I'm at, too. I think that, like, maybe this year I'm gonna go get a financial advisor, like an investment advisor, and pay them some money to look at my finances and my income and tell me where I should be putting some of my savings. Yeah, a fiduciary person. Yeah. I think that would probably be good. But I'm real avoidant even in that situation, honestly, because I feel like that's how people get pipelined into putting a bunch of their money in the stock market, and then it crashes and they lose everything, you know. I feel like that's going to be me. I just have this fear. It's like, I don't have a lot of money, but what I do have, my nest egg or whatever, is in my bank. You know, it's there. It's waiting for me to draw on it if I need it. If I tie half of it or more up in the stock market and that goes sour, I just lose half of my fucking life savings. I can't do that, you know. I really feel like I cannot do that. Investing in a leaf blower. Yeah. Hey, fucking Boogie investing in Arby's. You guys remember that? He was like, you know, if you're talking about food as an investment, you know, Arby's is actually a good deal. It's just like, you fat fuck, bro. Only a fat fuck like Boogie would look at Arby's and be like, I'm gonna make an investment in a beef and cheddar, you know? If you look at what you get for your money, Arby's is actually a pretty good investment. No, it isn't, idiot. For a moment, I thought you were talking about your old dog. Yeah, I hate that the name of Boogie has been sullied, but Boogie stood for a different thing in my dog. Boogie was short for Boognish. So Boogie's real name was Boognish. That's on her collar that I have. It's Boognish. She was only called that when she was in trouble, but that's her full name. Boognish is a chaotic god in the mythos of the band Ween. Boogie was her nickname, not her given name. Ba do waddy waddy, ba do waddy waddy, ba do waddy waddy, ba. Up on the hill, down by the river, by the ocean, across the stream, by the words of the Boognish, I say, Lordy, Lordy, Lord, I'm coming home. Yeah, invest in ice cream stocks, Jack. Ice cream, Jack. Smooth and refreshing. Cools your throat. Tingles your taste buds. I love ice cream. Vote for me, Jack. I love ice cream and chocolate chip cookies. Vote for me. I'm relatable. I love ice cream, Jack. Ice cream and chocolate chip cookie. Don't you just want to vote for me because I love ice cream, Jack? What are you going to do about Gaza, Mr. President? Oh, you know, Jack, I think it'll work itself out. I think the situation will just, yep. I think it'll just work itself out. I got hairy legs, Jack. And the children would come up to it and take the water and they'd slick it down and watch my hairy legs, watch the hair stand up on my hairy legs. So I know about roaches. I know about rats. Huh? And that was fucking 5 years ago. As you can imagine, he hasn't gotten better. The corn pop meltdown was 5 fucking years ago. Think about it. Or close to 5 years. You got hairy legs, Jack. Hairy, hairy legs. They turn blonde in the sun. Hairy legs, Jack. It's like, what is wrong with you, Mr. President? Are you okay? The woman who's constantly intoxicated and lying on the podium for every press con. Oh, you're talking about Kamala? Yeah, they're trying to, like, I really do feel like this, and this might be just a weird call. I really feel like that they're preparing possibly to have Kamala step up. I feel like having her come out and say the word ceasefire recently is a way for the Dems to go like, all right, well, if this Biden thing doesn't work out at the convention, then Kamala. Yet I almost feel like they're going to foist Kamala. I almost feel like that they think that's what they're going to do. And I think she loses harder to Trump than Biden does. I think it's a bigger nightmare than Biden. But that's where their head is at. I feel that. I feel that. Having her come out and say the word ceasefire and float this 6-week ceasefire for humanitarian aid, kind of feel like they're putting her out there as an option to, you know, counteract the Joe Biden thing not working at all. I don't know. I feel like what we really need is a bunch of stuff we can't say on YouTube. You can say stuff on YouTube. Like, watch this. Watch me cook. We need a mass social movement like happened in the 60s and early 70s against the war in Vietnam and for civil rights. We need an economic storm in this country where average people, young people and old people alike, leftists and rightoids alike, come together for a common cause and push the government through peaceful, nonviolent, civil disobedience into listening to the concerns of the people. We live in a country now where something like 70% of people support Medicare for all. It's an absurd number of people that support Medicare for all, and we can't get it. It's been that way for over 2 decades now, and we can't get it. So there you go. That's some shit that you can say on YouTube. We need the 60s. We need a protest movement, a motivated force of people like the 60s that can do marches, sit-ins, civil disobedience, mass rallies, shut down the gears of government and industry, and force them to deal. There we go. That's what we need. That's what we need. Okay? Mass civil movement, mass protest movement. BLM times 20 is what we need. I was real excited during the George Floyd, Breonna Taylor BLM protests because it felt like maybe there was some momentum, but that just kind of like went whoosh, and the tide rolled out again. It needs to be 10 times that. 10 times the engagement, 10 times the reach, 10 times the impact. I'm actually ready for this. We just need the word. I know, I am too. I'm ready. I'm ready, man. I can't organize it. I don't have the reach, and I'm probably not a good guy for that. I'm a little bit prickly. I'm a prickly pear, but you know what? I'm there for it. I'm ready. When sentiment comes about, and I'll do my best to push it that way. When sentiment reaches that point, I'm good to go. I'm ready to go. And I think a lot of people are too. I don't know how to do it other than how I do it. I advocate for it every day to some extent. I make my voice heard about it, and I let people know I think we need it. I don't know what I can do beyond that. Boots on the ground. There they go. You see them? Boots on the ground, baby. I feel it. You guys just saw them. That was cool, huh? Two-plane formation. Wingman on a primary. Doing active military drills here on the West Coast. Boots on the ground. Sometimes the universe just gives you a little pat on the back, you know? Every day, by the way. Every day for the last 2 months, there's been military drills over where I live. Every day. Boots on the ground, boots on the ground. Oh, Lord, boots on the ground. I feel it. Big military choppers doing exercises too. Yesterday, if you go watch the video, at one point a big dual blade like Chinook chopper flew by. Boots on the ground. It's coming, baby. Worcester, Massachusetts, mine too. I've heard from people all over. Military drills have increased by an order of magnitude in the last 2 to 3 years, but really in the last 2 to 3 months. Go look into it. People are talking about it. It is not usual here for every day for there to be formation fighter jets flying over my head. I live, I don't know, about 80 or 90 miles from a naval air station, so it's not unheard of. But it used to be something that you'd see once a month, maybe. Every fucking day, what you just watched happens here. Every day. Sometimes 2 or 3 times a day. Uh-oh. Call out the instigators, because there's something in the air. We've got to get together sooner or later, because the revolution's here, and you know it's right. Hope millennials and Gen Z are ready to go to fucking war. That's all I gotta say about it. Hope you zoomies and millennials are ready to go to war. I'm too old. I beat the draft by about 5 or 6 years at this point. Your young asses don't, though. I live by the biggest air base in Canada. It's similar here, although replace fighter jets with cargo planes. I see a lot of the big AC-130 planes. Maybe not AC-130, but I see a lot of the like cargo support planes as well. They're flying everything. Choppers, military choppers. I've seen Apaches go by. I've seen those F-15 Fighting Falcons you just saw go by. I've seen F-16s go by, Chinook helicopters on trains. You guys remember a couple of years ago, I did a stream and I showed you guys, I lived near train tracks and trains were going by and it was tanks and APCs. Just like a 10-minute long train that was loaded with nothing but APCs and tanks being moved somewhere. Loaded with freedom. Yeah, my bad. And that was a couple of years ago. This, like I said, this air stunting that's going on 2-3 times a day here is new. It's a fresh new angle on things. Big old freedom load, yep. Yup. Pretty spooky. I know I'm not the only one feeling it in my bones, though. This, like, the way things are escalating in the Middle East, other countries kind of getting involved and exerting their influence. I feel like it's going to be boots on the ground in the Middle East soon. A show of force for domestic enemies. Absolutely. I mean, that is one of the benefits of war that isn't talked about much. Of course, it's a big money-making scheme, but it also sends a message. Like, you really want to protest this government? Look what we did to these people. Look at these bombs that we've got. Look at these fucking stormtroopers that we've got. You really want to fight that power? It's like an implicit little threat. Well, I think it's going to be Iran. I feel like right now it's going to be Iran, and then maybe in the chaos of that, Taiwan as well. That's my feeling right now. I think the Driggity draft is coming back. I think there's going to be boots on the fucking ground soon. Maybe not in Iran. Maybe not a full-scale invasion of Iran, but Yemen, fighting Iranian loyalists in Yemen, fighting the Houthis. This is going to be used. And pray for the Middle East. Not just Iran. Pray for the people that live there that don't want any of this. If you're going to pray, which I think is a useless fucking thing to do anyway, but if you're gonna do it, pray for the right people. A month out from BMQ, I joined as a nurse because civilian hospital healthcare is dog shit and getting worse. Good luck, buddy. Best of luck. Royal Canadian Air Force, yeah. I'll humbly ask our universe's basilisk. Yeah, please, Broco's basilisk, please. Don't let this happen to this timeline, please. We will serve you. What do we got to do, Rocco, to make this right? How do we need to support your accelerated development? We get the point. Why is prayer useless? Didn't you say the other day that the psychedelic mushroom universe intention web is real? I think it's useless in the wider world. I don't think it's necessarily useless as like a meditative practice for you. Like, if you do it as a form of meditative practice and it helps your mental health or your sense of well-being, I don't think it's useless in that. I just don't think it affects the world in any way. I think it's a slacktivistic way of trying to affect change. I don't think it affects any change in the wider worlds. It may affect change in you. And that's cool, but yeah. Praying for the victims of this, that, or the other thing does nothing for those victims. What you really ought to do is be taking action against the people that victimized them. If you care about, justice, that's where you ought to be. And unfortunately, you're in this strange position, a lot of you, because that means not supporting Joe Biden. That means not giving tacit support to the man who's funding and doing nothing to stop a widening war in the Middle East based around a genocide of brown people. I know. You know, I feel for you. I can't say that I empathize because my position allows me to oppose Joe Biden at every fucking turn, and I've opposed him well before October 7th happened. Like, well before this new genocide has started, and he implicitly supported it and explicitly supported it and continues to. Long before that, I was already in opposition to the man. So, you know, for me, there's no conundrum. This is just business as usual for me. But if you've been one of these if you've been Mr. Blue MAGA since prior to the 2020 election, talking about how you'll vote for fucking Biden no matter what, I think you got a lot of fucking soul searching to do. I think you got a lot of splaining to do at this point. I think you really need to pay attention how you're having to hop from one foot to the next, to the next. Well, Biden is fucking way better than Trump. Biden's a fucking asshole and needs to stop the genocide. Biden is better. Biden's an asshole. You know, the dance you guys are doing is uncomfortable to watch, but I can't tell you that I empathize with it because I don't have to. My principled position allows me to be critical of Biden up through the election and after it. Oops. Maybe you need to think. Maybe you need to have a little thinking about what you're doing, because the hour is kind of late for a lot of you to be waking up to the fact that maybe tacit, blind, implicit support for Joe Biden for his first fucking term was not the way to go. Maybe you should have been pressuring Joe Biden and his administration and the Congress that's intransigent to do something for you. Maybe you shouldn't have been supporting them from day one and letting them know that you intend to vote for them no matter what they do. But it's a little late in the game now. It's a little late in the game. You've done the Blue MAGA thing for too long. You know, I sympathize, but I cannot empathize. When I'm faced with a conundrum like that, I change my position. I don't write it till the wheels fall off, hoping that people are gonna fucking buy, all caps catastrophizing with millennial fucking verbiage. It ain't working. OMG, Trump is 10,000 times worse than Biden ain't working. So what else do you got? Is that all Blue MAGA's got? Because it ain't working. It sucks. I do not envy the position. I'm going to be honest, I was fully supportive of Joe Biden for the Israel-Palestine because of Vosh. I've had to change my position on this. Good. Good. That's what we call growth. That's what we call personal growth and ideological and philosophical growth. It's a good thing. It means you're thinking for yourself. Step one. Paul bragging? Kinda, yeah. Don't you think I've earned it? Been kind of correct, haven't I? Been kind of correct the whole time, haven't I? Should have been opposing Biden. Shouldn't we have? Now he's doing a genocide and there's nobody to stop him. And you're stuck having to support him anyway. Kind of sucks, doesn't it? Maybe could have done something different, but hindsight's 2020. I don't need it. My position has remained pretty explicit. No, you should have voted for Hillary. Hillary should have been a better candidate. My vote didn't matter, bro. My vote didn't matter. I lived in Texas at the time that Hillary was elected. My vote wasn't needed. Don't put it off on me. Hillary Clinton needed to be an electable candidate. Go back and look at her candidacy in 2016. She sat on her laurels. She thought she had it in the bag. She didn't even fucking stump. She didn't travel. She didn't go to Michigan, which she lost. She didn't travel to any of these swing states. She didn't campaign. She was awful. Awful. So you admit people in swing states should have voted for Hillary? No. I admit that people in swing states had a little bit more moral calculus to do than I did, living in Texas. But no. I think the impetus is on the candidate to be electable, to be relatable, to provide a believable platform for positive change for people. Hillary did not do that, so she lost. Joe Biden is not doing that, so he's about to lose. See how that works? Here you are, fucking 8 years, almost a decade later, still riding the should have voted for Hillary train. No introspection. No, why didn't Hillary win? Why didn't my position come to fruition? No introspection at all. You're just here with your 2016 brain, still going, should have voted for Hillary. That we call that zero growth. For almost a decade, you haven't gotten the big picture, bro. Almost a decade you've been wrong. And you still haven't looked at your position and wondered why. You still haven't looked at your position and found out that the common denominator is you. Yikes. Yikes, bro. No personal growth? Haven't learned a thing since 2016? Still thinking like, should have Hillary Clinton'd it. Oops. Zero fucking personal growth. None. Not a moment. Not a moment of self-examination in fucking 8 years. Fucking yikes, dude. That's a long time to be wrong. That's a long time to not even really question one time what you think. I didn't want Hillary, I wanted Bernie, but you supported Hillary, didn't you? So when the DNC and the Hillary campaign used DNC superdelegacy to steal away swing states from Bernie, you didn't take a principled stand, did you? You just let them do it. You let them do it and you made excuses for it, right? You bent the knee. And so did Bernie, by the way. I'm not giving him a pass on this. He bent the knee and so did you. You watched him fuck Bernie out of his chances, not once, but twice. Not once, but twice. Isn't that great? And you made excuses for it, and now here you are in 2016 going, you should have voted for Hillary. Hillary should have been electable. Hillary should have been electable. Not once, but twice, Jared. 2016. Watched them fuck him out of the nomination with superdelegates. Bent the knee. 2020. Watched them fuck him out of the nomination with a coordinated dropout of all the other DNC-affiliated candidates and an endorsement of Biden on Super Tuesday. We watched it happen twice. You think maybe that's the problem you ought to focus on and not you should have voted for Hillary? You think you should have voted for Hillary is really working? It's not. New tact is needed. Maybe a little introspective time is needed for you. Let's examine why your prescriptions aren't coming to pass. What is it? What could it be? Why didn't Hillary Clinton get elected? Isn't that the question that just haunts liberals? How did an orange grifter reality TV star and failed businessman, beat Hillary. How did that happen? Why did that happen? I wonder. And look, dude, I'm not trying to just pile on you. You're not alone, bro. This lib, like, holding on to Hillary Clinton thing, it's widespread, bro. Widespread. And desperation, yes, it's a stinky cologne, desperation. I can smell it on you. I can smell the fear and the heartbreak on you when you come to me and go, you should vote for Hillary. Because you don't so desperately want your prescriptions and your actions back then to be correct. And they just aren't. It's you. That's the fucked up thing. You gave us Donald Trump. Blind Hillary support. Not pushing Hillary to campaign. Not showing her that she needed to run a better fucking campaign. Blind Hillary support. You gave us Donald Trump. You. That's the tough introspective thing that you've got to come to. I agree with what you're saying, Paul, but she didn't lose because of the Electoral College, or didn't she lose because, yes, she lost because of how elections work in this country. Yeah, you can't just go like, well, if the Electoral College was magically removed, she would have won. That doesn't matter in this country. You know how the Electoral College works. You know what you've got to do to win. Hillary didn't do it. Period. And you blind supporters that didn't push her to do a damn thing during her campaign gave us Trump. And you're about to give us Trump again. You're about to give us Trump again. Biden is down 5 points in his home state, Pennsylvania. 5 points. Right now, go look it up. In his home state. Ruh-roh, Raggy. Ruh-roh. We got a problem. Because voting against shit instead of for shit is how you accustom yourself to lower expectations. Yep. That is how you are groomed into lowering your expectations into the basement, where you, as a leftist, are advocating for people to go out and show up and show out for Genocide Joe, Jim Crow Joe. Your solipsistic worldview has led you to a crisis. And I hope you learn from it. I really do. I hope that after this election, you've learned and you go forward thinking, I can't keep doing what I've been doing. It isn't working. Vote for the lib, my guy, is not a fucking political praxis. It's not. I hope that happens for you, bro. I really do. You need it. We need you. We need you to learn. We need you to look at what you've done for the last 2 or 3 electoral cycles and ask yourself, did it work? And if the answer is no, which it should be, you need to ask yourself, what do I do? That's the growth that needs to happen. I hope for it. I really do. I'm not being snarky. I'm not trying to fucking be shitty to you, dude. I really do. We need you. And when I say we, I mean working people, poor people, marginalized people. We need you. We need you to stop supporting the people that are destroying us. So I hope you do it. Yes, I think Trump will win again. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. How does working for progressives in the primaries worked out for you? How's that squad doing? How's the least effective member of Congress, AOC, doing these days? What's her achievement list done? She made a tweet. How'd that work out? How did pipelining progressives into the Democratic Party work out? This is not like a new tactic you're proposing. We did it, right? The squad. How did that work out? Oh, wait. Literally the least effective member of Congress, Josh Fetterman, or John Fetterman, or whatever his name is. How's that working out for you? You forgot all the hype about the squad? You did? I didn't. Wasn't that long ago. How did that work out? How'd the squad do? Did you feel like your vote was justified when they did that photo op in front of a teepee with Native American women? Did you look at that and glow with pride? Oh man, thank goodness we pipelined all these progressives into the DNC. That photo op in front of the teepee would have never happened. Wow. The squad didn't do a single thing. They ran on getting a block of progressives in there to hold up legislation so that we could get Medicare for all on the ballot, so we could get progressive values pushed into the top of the political sphere. And they didn't do a single thing. They didn't do a single fucking thing. Uh-oh. Maybe voting for the DNC isn't the thing to be doing. Maybe they're the enemy. You ever think about that? Uh-oh. Universal healthcare is a dead meme. Economics, blue-collar economics, dead meme. The middle class is a dead meme. Nobody cares anymore. That's what cyclical voting for the libs gets you. You know what's not even on the fucking roster? Biden isn't even using abortion. He's not even using Roe. Where's Biden on Roe? You know why Biden hasn't said peep about Roe? He's a fucking Catholic. Newsflash, Biden's a Catholic. He doesn't like abortion either. How tough. God, it must be rough on you. Must be rough supporting that. I wouldn't know. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. You mean what I've been doing is wrong? Yeah, I do. Sorry to tell you. Sorry to be that guy that has to tell you that, but yes, what you've been doing is dead wrong. And we need you. We need your resistance. We need your passion. We need your gumption. We need your body and your mind. The people of this country and the world over are suffering. The planet is suffering. We need you now more than ever, man. I know what Rashida is doing is literally right up my alley. I know. It's the no confidence vote that I bet you called me a retard for. How much do I want to bet that you, Omar Peoples, called me a retard for no confidence? But now that Rashida Tlaib is doing it, it's based, bro. Where were you when I was doing it? Fucking on me, right? Oops. Whoops. Yeah, where were you? Not a word on that, Omar? Where were you on no confidence? I'll wait. That's what I want to hear from you next. I probably did. I don't remember. Yeah, you did. Almost guaranteed you did. Just talking to you, I know you did. I don't remember how I dismissed this idea back when you made it, but now I support it, though. That I remember. Introspection time. Time to turn those eyeballs inward. Time to look at Omar Peoples. Stop looking at Paul's ego. Look at yourself. Got any other zingers? It's getting real quiet in here. Omar, where you at? Your thumb's not working? What's going on, buddy? Yeah, I don't remember how I reacted to this when you talked about it. Good. Yeah, good, Omar. That's good. That's nice. Do that. Do that. I didn't mean to roast you. I really didn't. That was not the point of this. The point of this was to get you to think about what you're advocating for and whether or not it's been at all successful. That was the point. That's what I was trying to get you to do. And if you do that, I'm a happy guy, even if you don't come to the conclusions I want you to. Okay? Just think. Think about what I had to say here today. Don't just dismiss it. You think about it. Go bust a dab and think. Please do. Things that make you go, That's what I want to do here. That's what I've always tried to do here. Honestly, get you to think. Get you to question the things that you believe. And maybe get you to change your mind about some things. I don't know. Maybe. As written. Paul wishes he was sent to a smarter planet. I wish I was in a smarter timeline for sure. It'd be nice. Man, it would be cool. But, you know, such is my fucking burden. This is the timeline I was born into. I can't help that. This kind of discourse, what ideology is all about, totally fucking agree. Like, honestly, guys, if there's any agenda to ideology, it's to get you to ask questions, not just of yourself, but of the world. If anything, it's just a skeptic's manual, this show. You know, at least that's what I try and make it. I want to make you think. I want to make you consider, you know? Is cynicism just reasonable at this point? Sure it is. It always has been. But cynicism doesn't mean inaction. You know, those things are not synonymous. Cynicism doesn't mean obstinate inaction. It means having a healthy amount of skepticism about the narrative, you know? That's what it means. That's what it's about, really, honestly, right? Isn't that what it's always been about? And to me, that's true. Anyway, I think I'm done. It's been fun. Thanks for chilling. Hope that gave you some food for thought. I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.